Welcome back. This video was about dedicated host and dedicated instance. EC2 dedicated host is a physical server with EC2 instance capacity fully dedicated for your use. In addition, Amazon EC2 dedicated hosts allow you to use your eligible software licenses from vendors such as Microsoft and Oracle on Amazon EC2. This concept, also known as BYOL, bring your own licenses, helps you get the flexibility and cost-effectiveness of using your licenses, along with the simplicity, resiliency, and elasticity of AWS. An Amazon EC2 dedicated host is a physical server fully dedicated for your use. It can help in addressing corporate compliance requirements as well. With respect to pricing, dedicated hosts can be purchased on demand at an hourly rate and can be purchased as reservations with 70% off from the on-demand price. Now let's look into key points. A fully dedicated physical server to your workloads with EC2 instance capacity. Use cases. Companies that have strong regulatory or compliance needs can use dedicated hosts. You can use your existing server-bound software licenses, per socket, per core software licenses, when using dedicated hosts. Purchasing options. You can purchase on demand. You pay per second per active dedicated host. You have the option to reserve dedicated hosts for 1 or 3 years with payment options. No upfront, partial upfront, or all upfront. It is the most expensive option. Now let's discuss dedicated instances. Dedicated instances run in Amazon VPC on EC2 hardware that is dedicated to a single customer. Dedicated instances are physically isolated at the hardware level for each AWS account. In other words, dedicated instances that belong to different AWS accounts are physically isolated at the hardware level from one another. However, dedicated instances may share hardware with other instances from the same AWS account that are not dedicated instances. With respect to pricing, dedicated instances on demand can save you up to 70% by purchasing reserved instances, or save up to 90% by purchasing spot instances. Now let's look into key points about dedicated instances. Instances are run on the hardware dedicated to you. Instances may share the hardware with other instances in the same account. You have no control over instance placement. Instances can move to another hardware after start-stop. You cannot use dedicated instances for using server-bound software licenses. Now let's look into the differences between dedicated hosts and dedicated instances. Dedicated hosts and dedicated instances can be used to launch EC2 instances onto physical servers that are dedicated for your use. There are no performance, security, or physical differences between dedicated instances and instances on dedicated hosts. However, there are some differences between the two. The following screenshot highlights some key differences between dedicated hosts and dedicated instances. With regards to billing, with dedicated hosts, the billing is based on per host, and for the dedicated instance, the billing is per instance. A dedicated host provides visibility to the number of sockets and physical core. However, in the case of dedicated instances, there is no visibility to the number of sockets and physical core. Dedicate host option allows you to consistently deploy your instances to the same physical server over time. However, this option is not supported when using Dedicate instance. Dedicate host provides additional visibility and control over how instances are placed on a physical server. However, this feature is not supported when using Dedicate instance. You can bring your license when using dedicated host. This is a key driving factor of using the dedicated host option, as you cannot bring your license when using dedicated instances.